Here's a shout out to Jennifer H. and Lego Family Pioneer for today's two topics, car snacks and eating for one. All right, let's start out with car snacks. Some of you have to travel in your car during the week and you don't want to stop off at Taco Bell or Chipotle whenever you're hungry. So what I recommend is that you buy a small cooler that you can keep in your car with some ice packs. This will allow you to take more than just dry foods. You can take some fresh fruits and vegetables, some low-fat hummus, and other things that you might desire to take that need to stay cold. Also, one of the things that I like to take in the car is a container of Air Pop popcorn. I make popcorn and put it in a big Rubbermaid container at home at the beginning of the week, and then I kind of spoon out a few cups each day and put them in a container to leave in my car. That way, when I'm driving around, if I get hungry, I'm not tempted to stop at a fast food restaurant and get the one or two things that you can get on the menu. I choose to eat something healthier like Air Pop popcorn. And if you keep it in an airtight container, it stays perfectly well. It can stay in your car actually all week. So then when you're at a stoplight, you can have a few bites of that, and that kind of tides you over till you get home. Another item you can take in the car is Nature's Bakery whole wheat fig bar. Those come in multiple different flavors, and they're a good pick-me-up if you're out during the day and you just need something to kind of raise your blood sugar a little bit and help you get through till you get home. Another option is to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich using natural peanut butter on whole grain bread with some fruit juice sweetened jelly like Polanner's or Simply Fruit, or you can buy Trader Joe's brand that's made with fruit juice. That's a great item to wrap up in a piece of cellophane and stick it in your little lunch box. You can do a half a sandwich or a whole sandwich, but that's something that would definitely be a great snack and easy to eat while you're driving. You could buy granola bars from the grocery store, but a lot of times those are loaded with extra fat and sugar. So I recommend getting a really good healthy granola bar recipe, making them at home, wrapping them up in some cellophane, and then taking one in the car with you or throwing it in your purse so that you have it when you're driving in the car. Or you can make Power Bites or something similar to that. There are a lot of great recipes on the internet. I have several recipes on my website for healthier granola bars and granola snacks, so check those out. A lot of people carry trail mix or nuts as a snack, but I don't do that because nuts and dried fruits are very high in calories, and so it's easy to eat just 200, 300, 400 calories quickly in just a small handful of a trail mix. So unless you're really desperate, like you're at an airport and that's the only thing you can get, I don't recommend eating nuts or dried fruits as a snack in the car. Okay, now let's talk about cooking for one, because I know it's difficult when you live by yourself to eat really healthy and not overcook food where it goes to waste. So one of the things I recommend doing, and this is maybe something you wouldn't think you would do if you were one person, but that is to do batch cooking, because batch cooking allows you to separate out individual servings that you can throw in the freezer and then just pull out when you get home from work or for lunch on a weekend day or whatever it is that you need it for. So I recommend making soups, stews, chilies, all that can be put into small Glad containers and stuck in your freezer for future use. Also make a whole pot of rice, but then put those into individual containers so that you just need to pull one out, and it should be measured out to the amount that you like to eat so that you're not wasting food. Also, when you're cooking for one, you probably don't want to buy big bags of potatoes or onions or items like that because you're not going to use them up in a week. So it's better to go to a store where you can buy individual onions, individual fruits, vegetables, etc., and just bring those home, however many you think you're going to need for the week, so that you're not wasting. Also, it's helpful to learn how produce should be stored, and there's some great documents online that you can read that will tell you how to store fruits and vegetables to get longevity so that you're not buying something and having it go bad in just a couple of days. So even things like washing your strawberries in vinegar helps to extend their life. So you want to look at a chart like that so you can see how to buy your fruits and vegetables and how to store them, how to wash them, etc. Another obvious way to cook for one is to cut recipes in half or in quarters. So that way, if you do want to make something and you don't want to freeze it afterwards, you're just making a smaller amount. Oh, I have several friends that I've suggested a recipe and they're like, wow, that makes a lot. Well, sure it does, because it was meant for 4 to 6 people. So make sure you look at how many people a recipe serves and cut that recipe in half if necessary so that you're not making way too much food. I know some of these tips are pretty obvious, but I just wanted to share them with you today in case there's one or two that you hadn't thought of. And keep on sending me some suggestions on topics that I can talk about during my Ask Mrs. Plant down in the comments below. Thanks for joining.